All right, now the conflict and the civil war in Syria has entered into its 11th year. More than half of Syria's pre-war population has been displaced. And at this point of time, there's absolutely no end in sight to misery. 83-year-old Abdel Razzak Khatoun is known as the father of the martyrs. Khatoun lost 13 of his 27 children in this bloody civil war. Here is his story.
The Syrian civil war has destroyed the life of 83-year-old Abdel Razzak Khatoun. He sits in his tent in rebel-dominated Haranabush, surrounded by 11 grandchildren who he is raising. The decade-long conflict has claimed the lives of 13 of his own children. Some died fighting the Bashar al-Assad regime, others in regime-backed bombings.
Since the beginning of the revolution until now, 7 of my sons were killed fighting the regime with the Free Syrian Army. After that, planes hit me at the Kazid petrol station in Sarakeb, where I lost another 7, my wife and 6 other sons.
Khatoun is moved to tears as he watches the video of the bombing in Sarakeb. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says a deadly air raid by regime ally Russia hit a petrol station in the town in January 2020. Khatoun lost one of his 3 wives and 6 children in this raid.
For me, loss is difficult, but God gave me strength. There's nothing more difficult than loss. I mean, 7 lost in fighting and another 7 killed by an airstrike. It's not easy. Loss is difficult, but thankfully God blessed me with patience and bravery.
Before the war, Khatoun was a farmer and the proud father of 27 children. Like thousands of others, he had to abandon his home in Hama province. But Khatoun says he has no regrets.
I have no regrets. I've never been regretful in my life. My head is held high that I contributed martyrs. I'm not regretful. We've been through many shocks, but thankfully God gave me strength. But what's important is that I see their children grow up in their footsteps. I want them to be strong. I want them to grow up to be as strong as heroes. I'm teaching them.
Syria's war has killed more than 387,000 people and displaced more than half the country's pre-war population. Today, Damascus controls more than 60% of Syria after a string of Russia-backed victories against jihadists and rebels since 2015.
I ask the Arabs and the foreigners, we want justice. Let them look at what has happened to the Syrian people. Something like this has never happened anywhere else.
Despite his tremendous personal losses, Khatoun's spirit is still intact. He says he wears his nickname, Father of the Martyrs, with pride. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.